Niti. Hi, Niti.
Hi, Laura. This is a past thought, but I did notice a little bit of wanting to get rid of wanting. That's something I'm just sharing. It's not present right now, but it
Yes.
yeah.
That is common, Niti.
Yeah.
It's very good to be free from the wanting to want. Is and the only and for that is very good, because that is a typical knot that the mind arises
Mm-hmm.
in order to get stuck into what you're not,
Mm-hmm.
a thought or a wanting, you see? So the way out is not via the mind. The way out is from which is aware of the mind.
Yeah.
And I say that since you brought the opportunity to clarify this, because
Mm-hmm.
it happens to all of us
Mm-hmm.
now or eventually, is that to see it for what it is. What are you? Are you that dynamic? The vicious circle, so to speak? Wanting to be free from wanting? Or are you that which is beyond wanting or not wanting? That which is aware.
Right. Right. And during meditation, some energies that were coming up were a little violent, like um very violent energy. And then I noticed I was wanting to not wanting them to go away, but I hadn't noticed that I was wanting that before.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know if that's clear. Yeah.
yeah. And that's wonderful, because the beauty is that we don't need to know what it's been letting go of.
Right. And I was actually interested for some reason because I was wanting to control it.
So, so right now, just notice that it's good because you're doing it for the sake of clarification, which is good, you see, to see how the dynamics play out. You see?
Right.
But
Right.
you are that which is allowing for all those dynamics to play out. That's beautiful, because you're not any longer within the dynamics, you see? Your attention is not any longer caught into a point of the dynamic. You see? It's
Right.
like the dynamics is like a constellation of stars.
Mm-hmm.
So you are the sky that is allowed for those dynamics to be seen, but you are that which is seeing it. You see? So the dynamics is the constellation that you are not any longer being a star in it,
Mm-hmm.
because we're playing separate when we're interested to be a star in the constellation of separation.
Yeah. 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 And I was interested a little bit still in what is this? What is this? Like going, is this is survival, or this is fear of death, and even naming them, like why even name them,
Exactly. That is your intuition. That intuition arose, knowing, that is the knowing.
Right.
You see, the intuition is knowing. And when you are being, the knowing is available. Like knowing that is no need for any of that, because the moment we are labeling anything, we
Mm-hmm.
are recurring to data. That means we are recurring to mind, to the field of mind. And what we're releasing is the personal mind.
Yeah.
And being is releasing all this relative knowledge that we have accumulated by eons and eons and eons. That's
Mm-hmm.
right. When we are what we are knowing, all the relative knowing collapses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we feel like there is unimportant. It's not
Mm-hmm.
any longer You're no longer getting as involved in things that you used to. You let them be. Because you are not any longer, they are not any longer, you're not, within you, it's not any longer the knowing that used to get involved in all of that.
Yeah.
And that's what it's called in the world, like wisdom, so to speak. So when the real knowing is being what we are, and that's what you are experiencing from the knowing, but still there is now that you recognize that is labeling is not necessary.
Right. Right.
And that doesn't mean that it still is the recognition.
Right. Right.
It's just that when the recognition happened, immediately the mind, out of the habit, so to speak, recurring to the mind for labels.
Yeah. Oh, and then suddenly, this is great, or what should I do? All these little involvement. Yeah.
Yeah. Which was again a sense of wanting
Yep. Mm-hmm.
to make sure.
Wanting to make sure they're gone.
Yes. That's why we created in the world something called insurances.
Right. Right. Wanting to make sure I'm doing releasing really good.
Really good,
Really.
exactly.
Everything's clean inside. Really wanting to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've also what's inspiring me right now is I hadn't thought about it in a long time, but it's just coming back, something that Lester and you've said it too, which is, it's just like I don't even it's just I want to get everything by releasing. Or I want everything that's right for this life adventure to show up via releasing. Not
Only.
only. I don't know why that desire is just coming up. It's not wanting, but that's just something is strong in me right now, which
Yeah.
is
That is inner knowing. That is intuitive.
right.
It's a knowing within you. You see, that is a knowing. Interesting that we tap into this knowing because that's what you are experiencing, the knowing. So
Right.
this knowing knows that no action is necessary. That
Right.
the biggest action is the actionlessness. No
Right.
action. And the biggest actionless action is to release. Because if you release, anything you are releasing is the filters for that to be so.
Hmm.
So that's right, Lestat used to say, or clarify, think what you want, only what you want, and it will be only what you will experience.
Hmm.
So the thing is that, and that is the case, but we do it unconsciously. Now we're doing it consciously
Hmm.
because everything that happens is due to a prior thought.
Hmm.
Let's say that you said about an adventure in life, whatever that is, because
Hmm.
when you know that, you understand that any pleasure that you apparently is enjoying through the world is only yourself. You're
Hmm.
not any longer saying, "Oh, it's thanks to this, thanks to that."
Hmm.
You see, it's even beautiful because it's from yourself that what you're experiencing is the freedom that you are. So let's say that an idea came, say, "Oh, I would like to do that. I would like that to be so." So just check and see, because that should be enough.
That should be enough. Right.
Should be enough. Effortless thought, that should be enough. But if that is not the case, because that when the thought arises, just like a beautiful dolphin comes out of the water, if still there is water dripping,
Hmm.
you see, that is because that's what is happening when we say, "This is what I would like." You see, you are allowing the
Hmm.
freedom for that to be so. But if still there is water somehow in it, you see, just let go the thought that says, "Not so fast,
Right.
maybe, or but."
But yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because,
Mhm. No, go ahead.
no, because the difference between in when coming from freedom is that when you imagine to be what you're not, in a separate entity, an imagined entity that has imagined limitations, immediately feels deflated. Oh, well, it's not possible. It's too late.
Right.
It's too much. I wish it would have been different. Da, da, da. You see, it had all these immediate explanations
Right. Oh
to
yeah.
justify to stay in apathy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
And
as long in apathy,
mm-hmm.
because it's apathy, grief, and fear is is where most of the humanity is. That's why it's very good to get into lust, anger, pride. But lust is, oh, I would like to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
You see? But it's not any longer that feels like I have to. You said, that will be nice. You
Mm-hmm.
see? So then you release the thoughts that the no's. That is a yes, right? So you will release the apparent no's. And it will present itself. Because that is what is natural. Because freedom is freedom. Nothing is imposed in freedom. No, it's not a second one. It's giving it to you or keeping it away from you. So when there is the decision to say, I will have everything only by releasing only, it's a true commitment to
It is.
discover the infinite oneness that you truly are. The oneness itself, oneness.
Mm-hmm.
And what is beautiful is not about getting the thing,
Mm-mm.
it's the freedom.
It's the freedom. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's sweet, the thing, but it's the freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I even say that, it's just it's coming up. The underweight, the underbelly is coming up, which is like, who do you think you are?
Very good. You see, exactly all of those things, you see,
Yeah.
exactly. You are laughing. Who do you think, all those things that once
Yeah.
upon a time, they were quietly, very quietly, what do you think you are? And immediately you will become smallish again.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'll instead of staying open, you become little under it.
Yeah, it's opening the blanket of life and allowing
Yeah.
the sky to be the open blanket of your being, full of
Right.
stars, right?
Right.
No,
Right.
we go back, we get the whole blanket of the star in the sky, and we become smallish into tiny little thing. You see?
Yeah. 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 It's just I'm just sharing because it's just coming up and it's going, which is yeah, who do you think who you are? After this meeting, you're gonna go back to being your old you.
Exactly. Sounds good here, but afterwards you will be, where are my cats? After all, I love them. Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Going back to the object that
Yeah. Yeah.
maintains the idea of being separate.
Right. It's like those just it's just negative sounds, but nothing to it. It's just yeah.
Yes, I mean, all this that these are, by the way, this repetitive thinking, they are prayers.
Their prayers.
Yeah, you're praying. Well, it's not me, it's not enough. You're praying to have that. You're praying for what you want because you're thinking what you don't want.
Right.
So those
Oh,
are you're praying. It's like a prayer because
yeah.
that's right. They're repetitive. You're praying because in order to maintain that which is not real, you have to you have to keep praying at it, repeating it.
Yeah. And I'm noticing wanting to control it after the meeting. That, oh, when Laura's not here, let's see how you do. Like that's also a thought and a feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So see that.
Right. Right. It's a choice that I was like just went with it. You know. Yeah.
Yes. So you something that came out that I'd like to clarify. The reason that the certain thinking that you call personal is repetitive is because if you don't repeat them any longer, life will change.
Mm-hmm.
You see? but we repeat them in order to maintain life the way it is.
Out of safety, wanting safety, whatever. Yeah, something.
It's awful, but it's known. I know the best and the worst of it.
That's what it feels like.
And
Yep.
I have learned how to survive along with it.
Yeah, but I can sense it's small.
The smallishness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wanting to be small and to be safe. Right. Yeah, it's just something in me is just like enough of that. Like it's just it's too much. Just like too much drama. It's too
Yeah.
much. Ugh.
It's good. It's very good to feel like enough. It's like all of a sudden, ouch, I can do without that. Yeah. You see, it's like it becomes stinky.
Yeah, it's like it's not that I'm wanting to push away or interact with, just like I'm done with this. I'm tired of it. Or maybe that's something, I don't know. I'm just
No,
tired of
no, it's okay. It's enough.
It's like also I don't know if it's okay to say sometimes I'm tired of releasing too, because I make it a little bit of control, you know? It's just like, ugh, I'm done with it all. Yeah. But I'm noticing that's also a little bit of, even tiredness is another energy. It's just energy.
Yeah, there are two different kinds of tiredness. Physical tiredness, because you have played tennis for an hour, you know, uh, or it's not true because, oh, but that you see it, but the tiredness you're talking about is the tiredness of maintaining that which is not real.
Yeah, and tiredness of getting involved with all these little energies, all these limitations. Tiredness of being involved with limitations. It's exhausting.
Makes everything look old, you know.
Yeah.
That's right, uh, that's right expression called jaded. Certain people are very jaded because they're not open to anything. They know it all. They've been in all. So they're so. I mean, that is misery.
Dull. Yeah.
Total misery. My goodness.
Yeah.
And you can see them there
Yeah.
unhappy. So here is, you see, enough of that. You see, unhappiness is manufactured.
I've done a lot of that myself. When you were saying they are unhappy, I was like, oh, I've had my share too.
You see, what we are is natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unhappiness manufactured. So we can close that factory.
Right. And that's why you get tired and it's effort to
You
be.
close that factory each time you're not any longer interested in that what you used to use to maintain the idea that you were someone that needed help.
Mm, mm, yeah. Yeah, it is. Suffering is a cry for help, right? All of the reactions that come up.
Yes. So yes, so releasing is very powerful because you are not any longer going along with the behavior of the world, which is people, this is what they call social, being with friends and talking about how misery they are or how they are, so bonding, using what is not real to bond. You see, that's right. When you release, many friends disappear and many new friends appear. See, because you have released all of that within you were projecting this kind of relationships. So that's one of the ways that we use to bond, talking about what we think we are.
One last thought that I want to share is going back to wanting everything to come via releasing. I just want action to be effortless too, because sometimes when the action is coming from fear here, or I haven't fully released, I can notice so much stress about what to do, what not to do, whether this is right, whether this is wrong. And I think all of that is coming from not releasing on the situation.
Yeah, all of that is, again, a bunch of thoughts.
Right.
Because what the mind is, the mind is an accumulation of feelings of thought. That's all the mind is. That's all the mind is. So when you're, and within you have made a decision to release, so all the thoughts are appearing now more clear.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah, they're appearing more clear because before you thought you were the thoughts. Now you are seeing them. So if you see them, it's not what you are. So and they're arising only for you to recognize them. Because the moment you recognize them, they collapse. The moment you are not any longer identifying with them, they collapse. The moment what you are, the seer, sees it for what it is, they collapse.
Even the thought, I don't know, is still a thought, right? I
Yes.
don't know what to do, or I don't know. That's still a thought, right? Right.
The mind doesn't know.
Yeah, that's what's coming up more recently. Like, I don't know what to do, or
Yeah, because the mind has no answers.
Mm.
The mind has a lot of questions,
Mm.
but it has no answers. Here, we're pointing the mind towards the answer. We're not going along with the thoughts. So when you're pointing the mind towards the answer, the mind goes naturally quiet. And there is the answer. Because the answer appears in the shape of instinct, in the shape of inspiration, as a fresh new thought.
And at the right time, you can plan it.
Everything comes as needed,
Mm.
because that's what is natural.
Mm.
Everything.
Yeah, well, thank you, Laura.
Oh, thank you. And yes, my goodness. Thank you, Nita.
Thank
Niti.
you.
Thank you.